What's it like being a female expat living in Asia? Can I buy a decent bra? Why do all the moisturizers have whitening products in them? And can I bring my pet with me if I want to be an expat? Well, if any of those questions or other interesting things about being an expat in Asia have ever occurred to you, or any of that piques your interest, fantastic, you're in the right place. My name is Wendy, and for more than 3 decades, I've lived and worked in 5 different countries in Asia, and I still live and work in Asia, now in Thailand. And today I want to talk about what it's like when you first move to a new place, whether it's your first time for being an expat or you've done it before, because there's definitely some stages that you go through, and some stages that I still go through anytime I leave one country and move to another one. So I'm just checking on my dog, sorry. So let's talk about it, shall we? So let's say you've decided to become an expat, and maybe you've done that because you went on holiday somewhere and it was so fantastic, you had such a great time, you went and checked out the local real estate shop and you found a place that you thought you could afford. I do that every time I go on holiday. Or maybe your company has said they want to move you to a place for 2 years or 4 years, and that's super exciting. They're going to organize everything for you. Or maybe you've decided to retire and you've looked at things online and it seems like this country's good or that country's good. Whatever motivates you to become an expat, all of that is pretty much the same when it comes to the thing that I'm talking about today. Because once you've said all your goodbyes, you've packed up your stuff, you've worked out what you need to take, maybe you've reached out to people who are already living in that place, or the company's set you up with some people to give you some advice, you get off the plane, you move into your accommodation or your hotel, your temporary place, whatever it is, and here you are, the big new adventure. And what happens next? Well, I can tell you. For the first, let's say up to 3 months, it is a blast. You have a great time. It's quirky, it's weird, it might not be what you expected, funny things happen, you take photos of everything, you put them on Instagram, your TikTok, and if you're still using Facebook like me, you do a lot of that too. It's fun. You meet new people, you meet some weird people, you go out to strange places. It is an absolute blast. You don't speak the language very well or at all, but you have fun with that because not being able to communicate, it's fun. You can work things out. You've got Google Translate. It's terrific. And that beautiful, wonderful honeymoon period lasts for anywhere up to 3-4 months, I'm going to say. As much as that, maybe even more if you're a super positive person. And then reality hits. And this happens to everybody. And like I said, it's even happened to me every time I've moved. All right, doesn't matter because it's a whole new experience. Even if you're in Asia, Asia is a vast place with very different cultures. And after 3 or 4 months, when reality starts to set in, the truth is that those things that you found to be quirky and entertaining and charming just really start to piss you off. They really, really do, okay? Why do you need your grandmother's birth certificate to open a bank account? Your grandmother is long dead. You don't know where that birth certificate is. All of that stuff that before would have been so cute is now just a pain in the butt. All right? You don't understand why things don't work the way they do at home or in another country that you've lived in. The other country that you've lived in is efficient. Things happen in a certain way and you understand the process. In this country, you don't understand the process and no one can explain it to you. And when you raise your voice, nothing happens. Okay? Nothing happens. So all of this stuff starts to really hit home and you think to yourself, I have made a hideous mistake. I cannot live here. I cannot stand this. I cannot communicate. I don't know anybody. This is not working out. This was not what I signed up for. Don't feel bad, all right? It really does happen to all of us. We all have that time when the blinkers come away from our eyes and we think, can't do this. I need to go home. Here's the thing. Now you have a choice, and there are 3 categories that people move into, in my opinion. The first one is that you do go home. It might not be immediate. It might take a couple of months. If you've signed up for a year's contract, you might even see the year out. But you know that there's an exit point. You know that there's an exit place. And that's okay, all right? It doesn't work for everybody. Maybe you want to move to a different country or go back to your home country. You feel weird because you've told everybody what an adventure you're going to have. It doesn't matter. None of that matters, all right? You need to feel good about yourself. So if it hasn't worked out, if you're here, wherever the here is, for 6 months, 8 months, and you're really, really not enjoying the place, then you need to exit. And I'll tell you why in just a minute, because the second phase is submitting to the feeling. This is the phase that a lot of us go through, and I've done it plenty of times, all right? Things aren't working the way that you want them to. You do need your grandmother's birth certificate to open a bank account, and you don't know where it is, but you know what? You're going to try and find it or find a way around it, all right? You're going to get your driver's license no matter how long it takes. You're going to work out where it is you're going to buy a bra. You're going to get them online. You're going to stop trying to rotate the earth, and you're going to go with the flow a little bit more. For A-type personalities like me, it's particularly hard, but it's something that you need to learn to do. No, it's still not charming, but at least you can work within the system. Maybe your language skills have improved a little bit, or you kind of get the culture a little bit more because you've been there for a little bit longer now. So you're going to work it out. You're going to work out how it works because you want to stay and you want to make it work. And you know that this is just a phase. Now, the third category that I've alluded to a couple of times is, I think, the most unfortunate expatriate experience. And I meet these people a lot. If you're an expat yourself, you know who I'm talking about. They're the people who've moved to a place and for whatever reason, be it financial, or they just don't have the impetus, or they've tied in some other way, maybe they've married somebody or whatever it is, they stay, but they hate it. And they are so easy to spot. They're the ones that when you say to them they've been here for wherever here is, they've been in a place for, let's say, eight years. And you say, oh, do you speak the local language? And they say, no, just a little bit. I really don't. Okay, dude, you're not doing a lot to help yourself there. They don't care because they don't like it. They're not enjoying their lives. Now, the chances are they might not enjoy their lives wherever they are. Some people are just like that. But the expats who stay and resent being expats, they're the worst ones. You don't want to be one and you don't want to hang out with them. It is negativity plus, and it's not cool. And it's everywhere in Asia as an expat. I can't speak for other countries, for other regions where people are expats. If you've had that experience and you've met those people as well, do leave a comment below and let me know what it's like, because they're tough to deal with, right? Anything that you find positive or good, they're going to pee all over, and it's really not fun. And you don't want to be that person. That's why I say, if it's not working out for you, change. But if it is working out for you enough that you can manage it and you push through, I have good news. On the other side of that hump, once you've gotten through the acceptance, you actually do go back to where it is kind of quirky and it is kind of fun and it's interesting, and you'll find your tribe at that point, all right? It takes a while for expats to settle in and find their people, but you will. If you're a sporty person, you'll find your sporting group. If you're a cocktails person, you'll find your drinking group. Whatever it is that you're into, you will find those people, but it takes a little bit of time, and you've got to go through those stages first to get to that time. Once you're there, though, you're back to having fun again. If it wasn't fun, I wouldn't have done it for as long as I have, trust me. So that's how that works out. Moving overseas or moving anywhere, even inside your own country, from one coast to the other coast, it takes time to settle in. Don't expect it to all be sunshine and roses and rainbows. It's not always going to be like that, because life isn't like that even in our home countries. To give you proof that even I have had my moments of absolute rah. There was once a situation. I was in a bank. I've been paid a check by a government department. My name has 4 parts. There are 4 names. So first name, 2 middle names and a last name. One of my middle names is also a last name. The check had been written out with my last name first, and then my first name, my middle name, and my second middle name. So written backwards, the way we often do in the West. But of course, my bank account, first name, 2 middle names, last name. And I lost my mind when the bank, with me standing there with my passport and my work permit and a check written by the government, I was not getting anywhere. I could not deposit that check. And I'd been in this particular country for about 7 months. So I was just off the fantasy end of it, in the kind of sticky end, towards the end of the sticky end, and I absolutely lost my mind. I really did. I shouted. Was it helpful? Not in any shape or form. Believe me. I don't know if you know about face. We'll talk about that another time, but saving face in Asian communities is a real thing. And if you start shouting, you will not get anywhere. They do not like it. They do not understand it. And you don't understand why they're smiling, because it's infuriating. but you have to know that that's how it's going to be. You have to just calm yourself down. So even me, at that stage, probably 20 something years living in Asia, and I still lost my mind. It happens. I'm not saying being an expat is all, sunshine and roses. It's not. But if you get the opportunity to go and live and work overseas, or just live overseas, retire overseas, it is fantastic. There's a lot of great about it. I hope that clarifies a few things for you. I hope you found it entertaining. If you have also lost your mind in a situation like that, by the way, what did I do with that? I went and had the check reissued, which is what I should have done from the very beginning. I should have said, oh, I'm so sorry, I'll go and get the check reissued. That's what I should have done. But instead, I spent 20 minutes shouting at myself, essentially, which is pointless. So if that relates to any of you there, if you've had those similar experiences, or if you'd like to know more about that whole bra issue, or you'd like to find out what it's like to be a single female living in Asia in terms of dating, or how we feel about very much older men dating very younger women, well, there's other videos that you can find yourself watching. In the meantime, have yourself a great, don't forget to like and subscribe. Have yourself a super, super day, and we'll speak again soon. Bye.